Hey, let's go ahead and look into the collective's love life. Let's get some messages from our spirit guides, angels, and ancestors on our love lives. We've got healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Okay, I do feel like with the collective, we have been going through a collective healing when it comes to our ancestral karma and the patterning in our relationships with our family. And I do feel like a lot of that has to do with this Mars-Pluto opposition that we're going to have this week. Also, a lot of people who are watching this are either Pluto in Libra or Pluto in Scorpio. Some are Pluto in Virgo, but for the most part, the Pluto in Libra aspects was like, I'm a Pluto in Libra, and we realize like we were born into a lot of difficulty in relationships, and Pluto is where you don't have any power. Okay, so people with Pluto in Libra can technically have like somebody who uses money for power in the relationship. Well, you can't leave me because I pay all the bills and you're financially dependent on me, or or we just had like toxic families, but that was just normal for us. And so now as we get older, we start realizing like, holy shit, there was a lot of dysfunction in the family unit. A lot of Pluto and Libra generations, they had a lot of like broken families, adoption during that time, parents passing away, orphanages, even with Pluto and Virgo as well. But with that said, it's like, there's been a lot of like also like past life karma that has trickled down from, ancestor to ancestor for somebody to have to deal with it. And so that's what this is talking about, is like healing all this family karma, and then really just being in the moment, really taking a moment to stop and smell the roses, and really like taking stock of all the little things in life. It's like, this has been hectic. For me, I've had to do a lot of family karma healing. And then because I was adopted, so not only do I have to heal my bloodline, but my adopted family, my foster family, like I've taken on a lot of different hats with a lot of different families. And that it's not like when you end one family, then you pick up the next ancestral karma. No, some of us are out here like cleaning up after like multiple ancestral karmas, all in one lifetime. So like even for me, it's like, I'm at this point now where in my life it's just peaceful. It's just peaceful. It's like, okay, yeah, like I've done all the work that I can do. It's up to other people to do their work as well. Not everybody was sent here to heal the family karma and that lineage, maybe, and you were just the chosen one. Hate to say it. Sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse, and a lot of the time it's just 50-50, but at the end of the day, you learn the lesson so that you don't repeat it. So that you don't repeat it. You let go of the past. You don't go back into, when somebody comes back in after you've done so much work healing that, daddy issue, mommy issue, not feeling nurtured enough or loved enough or feeling abandoned or feeling whatever. Like when you're like finally getting through that, that's when you get tested and your past comes back to be like, hey, remember me? And it's like, if you remember them and you remember the lesson, you won't be so apt to going back into the past. With somebody here wanting to have, they feel you healing, they feel you pulling away, so that's when they turn around and go back and try to retrieve you again. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got religious factors. Your spiritual or your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And maybe for some of you, you were taught this whole like religious aspect of like, God and Jesus and Mother Mary, and this is how it is, and you live by the church and you give up this portion. And or maybe for some of you, you even had family members that disowned you because you didn't, go by the belief of the church. I know quite a few people whose family disowned them because, they like some were Mormons, some were Jehovah's Witnesses. Like any church that tells you to disown your family because they don't follow a certain guideline that the church says that you have to strictly follow, that's a cult. That's a cult. That's not a religious practice. That's a fucking cult. That's somebody, and again, there's that Pluto where somebody else is taking power over you and showing you where you're powerless. And maybe in the past, that's what happened is you guys had to, go by the grace of God and whatever Jesus said and Bible and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, and now you're trying to come out of that. Now you're trying to rid yourself of that, and you're trying to go your own path and formulate your own beliefs. And maybe for some of you, it was like, there was a lot of abuse in the family because of the church, because of the beliefs, and because people turn a blind eye to it, And so that's something that some of you guys are healing from past relationships. And maybe for some of you, it's just different beliefs. And it's like, listen, unless you're hurting, like, genuinely, like, your children are suffering and all this bullshit. Like, we all have different beliefs when it comes to raising our children, right? And no way is the wrong way. And you can't save them either. I don't know why they're getting at this, but it's almost like, we have a difference of like how we would raise our children, or what church we'll go to, or beliefs in politics, or, it could be anything. It could be anything. And I think for some of you, somebody here is going to want to come back. And I think that you're going to feel better when you clear this completely, because as I was saying earlier, whenever we try to like break free, we do like a cord cutting ceremony or any of those types of things. The past will always come back to tempt you to be like, are you sure? Remember me? Remember this one time? Thank you, Spirit. Remember this one time? And it's like, are you going to go back to that? Do you remember that one time? You don't owe this person anything. And for some of you, this is about like, sharing your beliefs with your family without feeling crazy. Being able to open up to your family about your belief system without them, trampling all over your thoughts and feelings, and because they are validated. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you can't speak freely about who you are and what you believe, it's like, don't be cramming it down people's fucking throats. But if you have a premonition, or you have a dream, or you have, something that comes up, or, these aren't coincidences. And you should be able to speak with your family about those types of things and openly, without feeling crazy or dumb or weird, or allowing them to make you feel that way. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you're going to feel better off alone, without this individual making you feel that way, because at the end of the day, you ain't fucking crazy. This shit's really happening. There's a lot of, and this talks about religious and spiritual beliefs, and it's hard because, especially for those of you who are in a relationship, one of you guys don't wake up at the same fucking time. You guys are waking up at different times, and usually the feminine is what triggers it. The feminine she goes through a trauma, she starts seeing things, she starts experiencing things, she starts trying to tell her partner, and one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to try and have her 5150'd, or they're going to listen to what she has to say and start putting the puzzle pieces together like she's trying to do. Like, this is all new to her, and she needs to have a safety outlet in order to be able to talk about this. Because if she doesn't have that safety outlet, and she didn't have a safety outlet when she was a child, and she was ingrained in all of these beliefs, and it had to be this way, and, astrology and psychic abilities are all the work of the devil, there's a lot of deprogramming that goes along with that, especially after, the death of a family member, and then all of a sudden, like, it's like your soul cannot take anymore, like your physical body can't take anymore, and that's when your soul steps in and is like, okay, come on, I'll guide you the rest of the way. I'm going to help you through this, but you're going to have to go this way, and it's going to go against everything that you've ever believed, and you may have to sacrifice family members, partners, your job, and it's almost like, oh, you've been through your awakening. Congratulations. You've lost all your friends and family, and now you're divorced. Then now you're off living your life for yourself. Good for you. Like, you're looking for sympathy. We're not going to give it to you. We're like, congratulations, you made it to the other side. And unfortunately, you can't take everyone with you. You can't take anyone with you. They have to be willing participants. So if this is family members or romantic partners or, friends or, and maybe you guys have been friends since kindergarten. I mean, I had friends that I thought were friends. And then when I started going through my awakening, and yeah, I sounded crazy at first, instead of them like listening to what I had to say, it was instantly like, this bitch is on drugs. This bitch is crazy. This bitch has lost it. This, like that's and still to this day don't fucking talk to me. And I'm sorry, I don't sound insane. At least I don't think so. And a lot of the people who come around and get readings and everything else, they're like, oh yeah, that totally makes fucking sense. Like, But again, it's because the church and, the Bible says, but the Bible talks about astrology. So don't let anybody, take you away from really who you are that makes you, and helps you with your beliefs. And don't let anybody pull you back in that disregards you or has disregarded you in the past or somebody that you've already healed from. That's pretty powerful. Very interesting. Let's look at these cards. All right, Spirit, please show me. What is the most important message? Okay, that's way too many. What is the most important messages the collective needs to hear? What is the most important message that the collective needs to hear? I'm just hearing like one thing leads to another, and then it becomes a pattern. And I feel like you need to get to a pattern of peace. Feeling good about yourself, feeling heard. Maybe in the past, in your childhood, you were used to not being heard. Explore the stars. If you want to feel more free and open in your love life, this meditation will help you embrace the lightness and flow. Find a comfortable place to lie down, close your eyes, and imagine yourself floating in space among the stars in the center of the Milky Way. You are weightless and relaxed. Let that energy and vibe transport you as you explore galaxies beyond ours. You're amidst the unknown. Fearless, calm. You are experiencing beautiful sensations you've never known. Feel the freedom. Let yourself explore. How can you carry this energy into your love life? This meditation is especially powerful for Sagittarius signs. And I mean, we all have Sagittarius in our charts. But Sagittarius is all about our philosophy, and we talk about our philosophy. It's about foreign places, foreign people, foreign lands, people politica. This is about going to, foreign cultures and learning all about the way that they live their lives and what their beliefs are, right? This is about going to Egypt and the pyramids and understanding, that whole culture. So it's like, or Buddhism, you're going over to Thailand and you're hitting more Buddhist temples and you're learning about their way of life. That is all very, very important. What culture have you been indoctrinated to believing, and can you shed all of those beliefs and be able to be open and honest with your partner, or open and honest with the partners that are going to come in the future. And if anybody tries to pull you back into their shit and tries to make you hide what it is that you believe, they're not your fucking person. This is really telling you, like, you need to reach for the stars. This is, like, we're all different star seeds from different fucking galaxies. That's why we're not all the same. Some of us are from the future. Some of us are from the past that are trying to recreate the future so that other people don't have to go through the demolition and the bullshit and fall into the same fuckery that we've been through, because it's all about evolution. We're living in 11 different dimensions all at the same time. And everybody's just focused on what they're going to eat for fucking dinner, how they're going to make the next fucking dollar. And, religion will save us all. God's got us. And it's like, no, you have to be an active participant. There's more than just prayer and giving up a third of your fucking income. Wash away troubles. Water is a powerful tool for healing and restoring your body and soul. In this meditation, you'll take a bath or a shower to wash away any difficult emotions so that you can approach romance or life with more positivity. As you bathe or shower, close your eyes and imagine all of the stress pouring out into the water. Picture any difficult emotions or memories washing away from the drain until the tension in your mind and body is released. As you step out of the shower or bath, speak these words: I am cleansed, energized, and peaceful. This meditation is especially powerful for Pisces signs. And then we have true beauty is all around me. This affirmation reconnects you to the earth. When you feel yourself caught in a cycle of self-doubt, which a lot of you, this is about doubt in your belief systems, your partners are doubting you. And the reason being is because you're wishy-washy. You know, somebody puts a little bit of an edge of, really? Are you sure that's what you believe? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, maybe you're right. You know, maybe I'm just crazy. You know, maybe I'm just, making this stuff up. And it's like, no, the universe is all around you. This is all the signs are all around you. Somebody's toxic, all the signs are all around you. How many friends of yours have toxic relationships and yet you're still sitting in yours giving them advice for their fucked up situations? No, I need a signier sign. I'm here to give advice, but misery loves company, guys. This affirmation reconnects you to the earth. When you feel yourself caught in a cycle of self-doubt or spiraling thoughts, it can be helpful to tune into nature to remind yourself of the abundance of the world around you. The beauty of nature and the ground beneath your feet reminds you that you're part of something bigger, offering perspective and sense of calm. Find a place to sit where you can see a plant, the sky, or some other element of nature and repeat this phrase at least 3 times. True beauty is all around me. True beauty is all around me. True beauty is all around me. Okay. The signs are all around you. And I find it interesting how they go from you exploring the stars, like going out and listening, like studying, other belief systems, astrology, there's Vedic astrology, Western astrology, like there's so many different types of astrology, finding the meaning of life, because when you're finding the meaning of life, you will no longer put up with relationships of people trying to pull you back into their toxic bullshit. Not your fucking family, not your fucking friends, not your exes. Nobody is going to get you back into that same vibration that you had worked so hard to pull yourself out of. And then ground yourself. They're telling you to explore the stars, wash away all of this shit that no longer serves a purpose, let it, run down the drain, and then go ground yourself out. Put your feet in the dirt. I know, a little backwards, maybe put your feet in the dirt and then go take a shower, or vice versa. Take a shower and then go put your feet in the dirt. Like, this is about getting out there and gardening and being one with your flowers. I love this reading for you guys. I'm going to leave that there, subject to interpretation. Messages, hopefully for everyone. But at the end of the day, like, let go of all that past shit. Let go of that mommy daddy shit. Let go of all the, religious, programming and spiritual programming and take what resonates and discard the rest. People ask me all the time, well, what do you believe in? And I'm like, everything. Everything. If it resonates, I take it. I don't believe in I don't believe in God. Like, there's one God and there's one this and there's one Jesus is, our Lord. I don't believe all that. I think that Jesus, yeah, he's my homeboy. I use him, the archangels, Mother Mary, she's Virgo, that's what Virgo represents. Virgo, the Virgin Mary, I believe in Buddha. I believe in the tree out there and the butterflies. I believe in the colors and the numbers. I believe in children being conduits from spirit. I believe in, Buddhism. And I mean, not all of it, not all of any of them. And sure and fuck, not one that they're trying to indoctrinate me to believe so I can be brainwashed that, money is the root of all evil. No, only evil have people, or people have money. If you notice, they're the ones that rule the fucking world and do everything they can to create a psyop for all of us to be stuck in. I believe that we are all God source energy. That's why we have the power to manifest. If we don't like the frequency that we're on, we can change it at any point in time. You don't have to constantly, even in the relationship with others, you shouldn't have to defend yourself all the time or feel stupid. Because if that's the case, then maybe you're in the wrong relationships. Give this a thumbs up, comment, let me know how this reading resonates with you. Share this to someone who needs to hear it. The growing of my channel really does rely on all of you. And I would love if you guys could even just send me an emoji. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. And we'll chat again soon. Take care.